So I was planning to go outside and record my video outside, and I looked outside and it was raining. So I was trying to figure out where I could set up a nice background, what I could do. Obviously, I wanted to do it outside, but I decided to do it inside, and I have this nice background. Let me get this hair off my hand. So I just wanted to go ahead and do a vlog talking about my road trip. In that journey, I saw so many signs from my mom. And I felt like I just needed to document it and share it with all of you. Really, just so many signs I saw from my mother. There were so many of them. And those signs can be interpreted your own way. Of course, those signs that you see, what I saw reminded me of my mom, and I interpreted those signs as moments with my mom. And you can interpret them your own way in your own life. Like, for example, on my road trip, I was just thinking and talking to my mom. I told her, I know you're here with me. Um, I just kind of like, show me a sign that you're here with me. Show me that you're with me. Just having those internal conversations with her. And so I get on my road trip and I start traveling down to one specific area, and I was a little hungry. So I told myself that I wanted to find local coffee shops. I didn't want to go to any chain places, fast food. I wanted to kind of navigate away from that and go to local shops. So I found one. The rating looked good, so I went ahead, navigated over there. It was pretty cool. I went in. It was just decorated. There was so much food, so many coffee choices, and if I'm being honest, I was a little overwhelmed. I wasn't super hungry. I just wanted a little snack and some coffee. I saw a peanut butter cookie, so I was like, yes, I'm definitely getting that. And I thought, why don't I go outside, and eat something? I don't want to drive and eat at the same time and feel rushed. I just wanted to take a quick little pause, sit outside, and just zen out for a moment and enjoy where I'm at. So this is the picture of where I was at. So I was just looking around, looking at the different stores. I saw the cafe, and then I saw different emblems on like the windows, and then I saw a pink ribbon. And that's a reminder of me for breast cancer. I looked at it, like you can see here, and there was two of them. And I was like, that is a sign of my mom. I said, okay, she is with me. So I took that quick picture. Then I continued on my journey to my friend's house. And then the next day, I was my friend. We went to the lake. We had a lake day. We were out on the boat. Growing up, I loved going out on the boat. It just a lot of memories, good times with my mom, tubing, the whole 9 yards. Just I really enjoyed the lake growing up, and I used to go with my mom all the time, and we'd always be on the boat, what have you. So we were out on the boat, just enjoying the day. Then I looked up into the sky, and I saw the sun, and there was like a circular orb, like you can see here. Sometimes you see that when you're, flying, but it was right above us on the lake. And then while we were on the lake, I saw several beautiful butterflies, black, white butterflies just flying all around the boat, all around us. I was noticing them everywhere. And then I continued on my road trip. I stopped at another local place, and I went ahead and ordered some coffee, of course. And I saw a sign that said, "You are like really pretty." Oh, and that just lifted me up. I felt like that was a nice thing to read. That was something nice, a nice saying to see. And I know my mom would always tell me that I was pretty, even if I was dressed like a bum early in the morning. Always pretty. So then I continued on my road trip. I saw some of my friends. Um, we wanted to go check out some different places. We hung out, we caught up, and we were having a conversation like almost 4 years ago. My mother passed away, and my friends were looking at me, and those friends were there and in that time of need, and they supported me. They had met my mother, and just reminiscing on those memories. We talked about my mom and just reflected on the whole thing. And I had told my friend that I had noticed a mural of a monarch butterfly. We noticed it. I was like, I want to see it. I was like, she's like, oh, there's a monarch butterfly. So I wanted to see it. So we drove all the way down there, and we saw the caterpillar. It encapsulated or getting ready to turn into a butterfly, like you can see here in this picture. And the monarch. As I was having a conversation, I used to talk with my mom. And I remember when my mother passed away, I didn't realize that day, I was letting all my friends know. I remember that specific day that there was a monarch. And then so, I had to get a picture with this mural. Of course, I got a picture in front of it. I was like, I have to. This is beautiful. Again, just really touching. So I continued on my journey, seeing my friends, hanging out with them, socializing. Um, one of my friends, a mother. She gave me that motherly love. She gave me, an opportunity to learn more about motherhood and relationships and what have you. And my mother's not here, and I wouldn't be able to ask her those things, but I can in turn ask my friends those things that I wish I could ask my mother. And I'm just so grateful to learn so much from my friends and their experiences, and that time with my friend and her baby was wonderful. So then I continued along on my journey, and I stopped at another coffee shop. Of course, I found it, navigated over to it. It was a little small cafe just in the middle of nowhere. Often I go to shops that are, in centers, and they have other businesses next to them that you can go into. But this was just such a cute store. I went in, I sat down, and obviously, it was just awesome to sit there. There were dogs laying all over the place. I'm just drinking my coffee, and I was looking at that dog just sleeping on a couch. So I took a quick little video, and I took a look at that dog. And that dog, again, a sign. My mother loved dogs. She had 5 or 6 dogs in her life. And growing up, we always have dogs, and she loves dogs. So I finished my coffee, and I saw a man. He had a shirt on, and on the back of it, it had a ribbon, and it said something. Then another man came up to him and had a shirt on too. Just what are the odds? Just seeing that in that coffee shop. So then I got in my car, continued on my journey. I went to St. Louis. They checked out all the sites. I went to the St. Louis Arch. I went to the top. Checked it out. Got to experience it all. And then after I got out of the arch, I went to the store. I was in the store at the end of the arch. I typically, just so you guys know, I collect magnets. So I was like, I need to buy a magnet. And in the back of my head, my mom's like, yes, buy a magnet, buy a magnet. Because I was like, oh, I don't need to. But, you know, often you go into places or buildings and you see things that you don't often see. You check things off your bucket list. I went into the St. Louis Arch, archway, and I was like, yes, I did that. And I crossed that off my bucket list. Here's a picture of me. I like to go to different cities and see different monuments and the art, what have you. And then I was in St. Louis, and from there I went over to, I believe, Laramie Park, and it had several different things outside, and it was super cool. Different setups, different pieces of art. There was a tree, and I saw 4 birds sitting along the tree. uh, different quotes. And those quotes that were there, they were reminders that I needed. Fly like a bird, you know, and they just, showed me that life changed. My mother's gone, and those quotes reminded me that my mom's like, "Let's go. Come on, you got this." And yes, I do. So from there, I went to another city. My friends, we went downtown, went to different stores, checked it all out, and then I saw another mural of a butterfly, and I was like, yes, I have to get a picture in front of this. So again, um, I stood in front of it with the wings around me. I feel like each town that I navigated through showed me different things that she is with me. Maybe looking at it from a different perspective, it's just a painting. I interpreted it as it being my mom. Um, Most definitely, that was the interpretation of seeing my mom. So then I continued along my journey. Um, a lot of states are pretty beautiful, and I got to experience a lot of sunrises, sunsets, different colors in the sky, and I took a picture of them, like just the clouds and the colors and the sun hitting the clouds, just how beautiful they were. And I felt this is art, the sunset. She knows that I love it. And I was like, this is curated by my mother. She is showing me in many different ways that she is here. My mom and I used to watch sunrises and sunsets together. We always enjoyed nature. And I thought, yes, my mom is here. My mom curated this beautiful thing to look at tonight. But so that next weekend, I got to explore with my friends. We got to catch up, what have you. We went out, and I saw something on the door, and it just was a gentle reminder of, right. It said, I am grateful for all that I have, all that I am, and all that is. And I'm grateful. And yes, it's a simple phrase that is so true. I'm grateful to have my friends. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be safe. I There's so many things I'm grateful for. And just taking those gentle pauses, you know, that I am just so grateful for life. And then I was with my friends and I traveled to another state. And I was just on the drive. It was just beautiful seeing the scenery. I just truly enjoyed the time to myself. And I love to see rainbows. I don't even know what to say. You know, uh, just thinking to myself, you know, one time I was driving and it was raining and I saw a rainbow and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I saw a rainbow." And on top of that rainbow, there was something specific. The sun was shining just directly on the rainbow and it made this beautiful color. Like you could see the rainbow. You couldn't see all of it because it kind of went up into the clouds. And I could just see it. It's just beautiful. Again, you can see the rainbow. And I just was like, thank you to nature. Thank you for the beautiful rainbow. I felt at peace and I just continued on my way. And I arrived in another city, another night. I went up to a rooftop with my friends. We saw some beautiful buildings, the nightlife, the night lights, the city life. Well, we got to just take it all in. It was beautiful. And while I was scanning the city, I saw wings that represented an angel it, in the clouds. with all of these buildings, that one little cloud. Nothing, I've never seen anything like that before that looked like it was a replica of uh, wings. And I was like, my mom, the angel, is right there. And so I thought as my mom gave me all of these signs from heaven and from all of these experiences, it was just amazing. So it was time for me to go home after all of my travels. And while I was on my drive home, I felt the sky was trying to tell me something with the clouds, the beautiful sunset, the beautiful sky, the lines that I saw in the sky. I was like, what am I seeing here? I saw the moon, excuse me, I saw the moon, the vibrant moon start rising into the night, and I just took as many pictures as possible on my journey home. And, I think it was just my mom showing me that she was glad I got home safe, so I continued along my drive. Of course, I arrived home safe, and I was looking back over my pictures, and one of the pictures looked like angels in the sky, in the pink sky with the background as pictured here. It was, man, was it beautiful. I got home safe, and just so many signs of my mom being with me on this trip. And those signs were of my mom, and just for all of you on your next journey, keep your eyes open and you'll see signs. And for me, I saw those signs. And another person might look at it and be like, no. Or my friends might be like, oh, that's so touching when I explain it. But those instances are my interpretations. And I'm like, I know it's my mom. And before I went home, my friend and I went to a cafe, and it was just such a cute little quaint cafe with all of its decorations, and there was butterflies all over the walls. And as I was looking around, I was like, yes, I went to this cafe at the right place, the right time, and I saw one butterfly that looked like a monarch, and I took a picture of it, and it reminded me of my mom with a mirror right next to it. The decor in that cafe was a sign. So thank you for watching. I enjoy telling my story, and who knows, next time you're out there, you'll see some signs yourself. Bye bye.